I'm doing great. How are you today?
The big good, hanging out. This is New York, right?
That's right. It sure is. We're a different breed.
That's awesome. How you doing?
Man, I'm doing great. I was looking into the Rollin Coffin stuff, and I'm like, I can't believe it's been like almost 30 years since I first saw you guys. I heard you guys. I mean, it was in the mid '90s, but that's a long time ago with Vision. And I mean, you're still doing it, putting out music. It's just amazing. It's been such a long run.
Yeah, it has been, and I'm very humbled and happy that I'm able to still do it.
That's great. I mean, I've been hearing this as a band. It's a project. I mean, what's the difference, really?
I don't know. I think that's just just like everything else in the business and I guess in life, they have to put a stamp on it. They have to be able to identify it. I don't know what the difference is, what makes it a project and what makes it a fucking band. I just know a lot of the musicians out there, everybody's collaborating, everybody's doing projects, everybody's doing bands. It doesn't matter. I guess that's the answer to that question.
Yeah. Well, I mean, with this, I mean, it really is all you. I know you're working with Colin on a lot of the songs and everything, but basically it's you, your vision, what you wanted to do. I mean, is there a big difference in between doing this and working with, Bless Simple or with Vision? I mean, because with that you're in a group with other people. There's a lot of give and take, a lot of compromise. We're here, you kind of have the freedom to do what you want to do.
Yeah, no, it's incredible, and yes, to answer your question, it's a big difference. And I'm not going to say it's better or worse. It's just different there, and it's exciting because it is there. When you nailed it right on the head, there is a lot of compromise when you're invested with a project with multiple members and multiple cooks in the kitchen. Now, I'm not saying that's good or bad because that can be helpful and hurtful. So there's really no way to pin that down. But to be able to sit down, write your own stuff. Started from a very honest place. Basically, a lot of my songs started with just an acoustic guitar and me just singing some lines over. That's where I'm most comfortable. And watching it grow and having like a notepad there and writing some ideas down, and then taking that down into my studio, growing it a little bit more there, and then having it sent off to my co-writer, who makes it even better. To watch the songs go from 0 to 10 is an incredible feeling. There's a great sense of accomplishment. There is some pressure because everything is on me, but that's okay. I've been in that position before, and that's okay.
Yeah. Well, you said you send them off to have like those finishing touches put on them. Have you ever gotten something back that you were kind of disappointed in, or the two of you sort of on the same page, like where you want to go with this?
We're definitely on the same page. Sure, there might be some songs that came back that I'm like, holy shit, this is it. It really came together. And then the other song, maybe not, and that might go a little bit further down the list. But what I do is I keep writing, and I keep writing until I go into the studio with the producer. And once the producer, me and him finalize the list and figure out what are the best songs and the budget, that's when I know. But I just keep writing, and I don't stop. And once it's interesting because I've tried to get this going for years, and I was very busy for one reason or the other, and to just break through that wall, to finally fucking do it, and finally see it released, and finally see people actually being into it. On top of that, that's the payoff. That's great. I want to continue my art. Who says I have to stop because things are a little different out there? I don't have to stop. I can do whatever I want. And in this world, the way it is now, the gatekeepers are gone. You can record and get stuff out.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, people forget you came up through this business when, record companies were still kind of king. You relied on them for pretty much everything, from financial support to tour support to everything else.
Yeah.
There was no real internet back then, no social media, no youth like that. It was old school way, putting flyers up on telephone poles and trying to win over audiences live. I mean, did you kind of prefer it that way, or are you more of a technology type of guy where you like being able to post your stuff and getting reactions right away?
No, I think technology is great as a writing tool, and obviously to promote it, it's really, really great. But I don't think that, I love playing live when the time is right, and I like being in a sweaty, smelly studio. That's what's comfortable to me. That's what makes sense, and I spent almost 20 plus years, maybe longer, in the trenches, and that's where I'm comfortable. And I don't see if somebody can just kind of write something in their house and not expect to go out and do something with it, you know?
True. I mean, all the songs that are coming out on this new record, I mean, were the things that you've been working on, you know, for the last 20-something years, or bits and pieces that you've had lying around, or was everything kind of new, like relative?
It's all pretty current within the last, like, year or two, and it's still being written. You know, I got a song, you know, I took a break from the studio to do all these interviews today, but I'm always working on stuff, and so it wouldn't be accurate to say it was something laying around for 20 years, because I probably forgot, or like used those ideas in VOD or something, you know?
Yeah. Well, you know, people have heard Runaway. I mean, the new music coming out after this, is it sort of in the same vein, or are you kind of all over the map with what you've been doing?
I wouldn't say I'm all over the map. Like, it took a little while for us to find this sound. That was part of the reason why it took me like 2 years to get it to where I was comfortable enough to actually even put something out. But it's in that vein, you know, in that realm, but it could be heavier, it could be lighter, the stuff that is being demoed right now and being put together, you know, but it's kind of in that realm. I wouldn't see like any extreme blast beats or anything like that happening, you know?
Yeah, I get, you know, like Vision of the Sword, Blood Simple, two completely different bands, two different sounds and vibes. But when you're the singer of a band and you go to other bands or projects or you do a solo record, it's a lot harder, I think, than another member of the band where they do something different, because your voice is the defining factor in that band. And you kind of have to make it different, but how much can you change who you are and how you sing?
No, it's hard, and it's kind of, you know, it's kind of like a double-edged sword. Like, you know, singers in general seem to get a lot of attention and whatever it is in these bands, and, you know, but it's also, like you said, it kind of goes with you, and it's way easier for a guitar player to kind of slip out of bands and go play in another band than jump into this band, where singers really can't do that. And for me, I had to do something different. I could not put out like a watered down version of VOD or Blood Simple. That would be like an embarrassment, you know, and I didn't want to do a heavy thing because I'm doing heavy shit. VOD is still highly active, so we're still recording records, whether or not it's going to happen in the near future, but we're still doing it, so I'm already doing heavy shit. Why would I want to go do something else heavy? So, and I didn't want to do kind of like a commercial hard rock thing. That doesn't work for me, you know, and the stuff that I'm writing on my guitar and the music I'm writing, this is the sound that's coming out. And I even knew, I'm like, this is different, this is risky. But at the end of the day, it isn't risky because it's my career, and as long as I keep doing what I'm doing and I believe in it, and I think I'm giving it an honest shot, and it's dark, that's what I'm here for. This is what I do, and I don't look back. I put the shit out and I move on to the next song, you know? And that's the business, and maybe that's how I've gone as far as I've gone, you know? Whether or not I was huge or not, I influenced or not, it doesn't matter. It matters that I still feel comfortable doing this. When I get up in the morning, I'm ready to do it, and I just keep going, you know?
Yeah, that's the way to do it. I mean, there are people that are fans of the band, where everything that band does, they love it because they're a fan of them. But, you know, you really got to be a fan of the artist, because if you're a fan of the artist, whether it's the singer, the guitar player, whatever they create and write, I think you kind of go along for the ride no matter what they do. You know, it doesn't have to be a specific genre that you're more into than another, but, you know, if I'm a fan of you and your singing, I'm going to be a fan no matter what you put out there.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you. And that, you know, and that's what I mean by there's fans out there. I know what my fan base is. I'm very honored and humble that it's still there. It's amazing. When you stop to think about it, it's incredible. And what I'm doing is honest. It's me. It's honest. It's even more of me because I'm writing the music on top of it. And I think it will be well received to the true fans, and that's all you can really ask for, you know?
Yeah, oh, absolutely. Do you think this is something you could have did 20, 25 years ago, you know, when VOD was at its prime and just getting started and building up a name on the scene? Because a lot of bands get kind of, you know, nutty when, like, the singers want to go do something different.
Yeah.
But now you can kind of step in and out, I guess, and nobody cares.
Yeah, you know, I think now knowing everybody's on with their own lives and things are what they are, but like, you know, the VOD guys are always extremely supportive. Same thing with the Blood Simple guys. And also at the peak of those bands, it was so fucking busy you couldn't even breathe, much less start another project, you know? And I did start, like, back, I don't know, in the late 90s, I did this Skull Crusher band that wound up playing a couple of shows, and we did some really, really rugged, crazy, grungy recordings that I don't think ever seen the light of day. So I kind of started it, but like I said, it really takes a lot of time and effort and focus if you want to do this right, especially when you're stepping out and you're doing something on your own. And I just wasn't comfortable with it. Or, like, this whole Rollin Coffin thing that has now become Rollin Coffin, this train was in motion 5, 6, 7 years ago, where I was demoing shit with other musicians, going to California, going here, going there, but for whatever reason, it never made it to the finish line because it wasn't right. And then when I got with my co-writer now, and he started giving me back songs, I was like, this is it. This is what I'm gonna fucking put this out. And that's what it was.
Yeah. You know, with Rollin Coffin, do you feel like it's starting from scratch all over again? Because there's good and bad to that. There's like, I gotta go through this whole thing again of starting this project up from the beginning and getting this going and that going. But then there's also that thing where it's like, this is all brand new and I'm kind of excited about it too.
It's a little bit of both, and I try not to focus on the negative too much. Yeah, I've been doing this for a long time, and it is basically starting from scratch. I'm not, it's a different sound, and it's not like there's a million shows going on right now with COVID and everything, and it's a little tough, but I don't think about that. I think of it more, I break it down in my mind, just to be completely honest. I'm an artist, a semi-accomplished singer. I could play guitar. I don't now, so I'm going to keep doing my art, and this is what I'm doing. And I'm not, like I said earlier, I'm not looking back. I'm just going to keep going forward. Yeah. And as long as I like it, and I feel it's on par, and it's honest, and it's dark, it's going.
That's a way to do it. I mean, what do we expect for this record? Well, more songs are being worked on, or is it kind of in the finishing stages?
This is what's going on right now in a nutshell. We just released this single. I should say re-released it because we kind of did like an internet release earlier, but we just released it to radio. It's doing pretty well for Rollin Coffin, brand new band status. We just finished shooting the video for Runaway. That should be coming out in the next couple of weeks. We have another single on deck, already recorded and ready to come out, maybe September. I'm going back into the studio in October to record a couple of more songs, and then by the end of the year we're going to see where we're at. Most likely going to be an EP, maybe not, maybe it'll be bigger, but that's what we always set out to do. We wanted to do an EP first, and we're doing it slowly because we want to do it right. Things are a little shaky out there in the world, and it's all out on Static Era Records, and I'm happy with everything that's going on. I want it to be manageable. I want to be able to not so much control it like some maniac, but have some control over it. And in my experiences, things can spin out of control very quickly, and then all of a sudden you have no control.
That's
true. And things happen, and I don't want that for this project. Or band. What is it?
Whatever, right? But you guys are doing everything, right? All the instruments, you're putting everything down yourselves, the two of you?
Me and my partner, we do. I play obviously sing and play some of the rhythms, and then my partner's playing drums, guitar, and bass. That's what we're doing right now. For the video, we had some people come down that we auditioned that were a good fit. And most likely they'll be playing live with us when we play out live. That's the deal.
That's a great thing. I mean, do you want to hold this off a little longer than anticipated, hoping that maybe it could coincide with the live scene picking up again? There are shows going on, but it's kind of potluck still today. Maybe one up here and there.
You're right by saying it's potluck. I'm not really going to do any shows until there's like a demand for it, first of all, and I don't really need to play some giant venue. I just need to. I'm thinking somewhere in the city, or I go out and, when it's right, I'll talk to the booking agents, and we'll probably start setting up some shows,
Yeah.
Well, but not anytime soon, because it's just too shaky. I got a lot of friends out there on tour. This guy's got COVID, they canceled. This guy canceled 2 weeks since he's got COVID. It's not worth it,
No, I know. It's hard. People don't realize the output that gets down for, putting on a show or going out on a tour. And to have that canceled, I mean, that's hard. And I don't know, man. I thought we'd be back to normal this year, at least, semi, but it looks like it's another year away for even that. Who the hell knows?
Yeah, nobody knows, man. Just hope for the best. We just keep going,
That's all you can do. And Tim, I'm not going to keep you, man. I know you have these things going on all day long today. Give you a little break over there, but I'm looking forward to the rest of this record, man, and I hope we can see you guys live sometime this year or next.
Absolutely, man. Thanks for having me on, and yeah, just keep your eyes out, keep in touch to the media outfits and stuff like that. You can get Tim Williams Folks on Instagram or Rollin Coffin Music on Instagram, and you can keep up with us.
That sounds great, Tim. I'll let everybody know. Take care, my friend. Have a good day.
You too, man.
Thanks. Bye-bye.